Hi, my name is Sarah Sambrick. I started out as an elementary education major, but I'm switching to mid-level education with a concentration in English, so that's what I'm going to be talking about. I chose middle school because I think it's a really unique age, and the issues that students are going through at this age are very unique and very relatable for me. And I would love to be a mentor and a teacher to these students. I chose English because English is my passion. It's the one subject that I always wanted to pursue throughout my education and better myself in. I've always wanted to become a better writer and a better critical reader, and I would love to be teaching my passion to other students. I've always been a strong leader and a very caring and considerate person, and those are qualities that led me to choose teaching. I have experience in teaching Sunday school and in teaching tennis, which has been my summer job for the past few years. Um, I think in middle school, a lot of the challenge that kids are facing is they're not completely jaded by the education system yet, but a lot of their enthusiasm for actual learning begins to wane, I think, at this age. In elementary school, they're very excited to go to school and to learn, and in middle school, it starts to drop off a little bit, and in high school, a lot of times, school is seen as more of a chore rather than learning being a privilege. And I think that a big part of my responsibility as a teacher will be to do all that I can to make that process fun. And a big part of that, I think, is staying current with the things that my students will be reading. Like, I think all teachers now should be reading things like dystopian novels, like The Hunger Games and Divergent, because those things are such a trend. In the reading of today's children. And I think that by doing that, I'll have a much better idea of what my students are interested in so that I can give them things that they are interested in and that they enjoy learning about. I also think that middle schoolers are obviously facing a lot of self consciousness problems and they're not quite sure of themselves. And that can be a problem in English because a lot of people don't want to have different opinions than their peers, but everybody interprets things differently in the subject matter that they're reading. And I would definitely just try to create a safe space for my students and let them know that it's okay to interpret something differently from somebody else and to share those opinions. And it's okay to be wrong about things also and to learn from those mistakes. So I would definitely just try to create a safe space so that everybody had the best learning atmosphere that they could have. As far as the dispositions go, I gave myself a 4 for acting responsibly. I gave myself a 4 instead of a 5 because I think I'm very responsible when it comes to caring for other people, but I think that there are some qualities I need to work on for myself before I get to that 5, such as procrastination. I tend to procrastinate, or when I get overwhelmed, I put things off, and I don't think that's a very responsible quality, and that's something that I've been working to improve very hard. I gave myself a 5 for demonstrating intellectual curiosity because I'm a very curious person. I definitely pursue knowledge of things that I'm interested in outside of the classroom. I love watching TED Talks, I'm very interested in them. And I've just always thought that I am somebody who seeks to understand topics that I don't initially get on my own and definitely pursues further knowledge and things that I'm interested in. For collaborating with students, I gave myself a 4. I think a lot of education majors have a problem with, being control freaks. And liking to do things their own way because we are such strong leaders. And I'm definitely the same way. And I gave myself a 4 rather than a lower score because I think I am able to step back and let other people share their opinions and their ideas for doing things a certain way. But I think sometimes it's a little bit harder for me because I am a strong leader. So I gave myself a 4 instead of a 5. For attending to feedback from colleagues and students, I also gave myself a 4 because sometimes criticism is hard for me to deal with, and I think that comes from me thinking my way is the best way. I didn't give myself a lower score though because I do think I am good at taking that criticism and using it to better myself, but I think initially sometimes it's just harder for me to hear. I gave myself a 5 for viewing human potential positively because I think I'm someone who always sees the good in people, and helping people do their best and succeed is something that I take enormous joy in. And I think I've always been good at seeing the potential in people and bringing that potential to fruition, so to speak, and helping people achieve all that they can achieve. And lastly, for pursues quality, I gave myself a 5 because I think I am somebody who always strives for the best in myself and to help others do the best in whatever they're doing around me, and I take great pride in a job well done. Whether it is with my education or whether it's through tennis or work or anything that I'm doing, I think I'm definitely somebody who strives for the best all of the time. So I gave myself a 5 on that. I think that a lot of these qualities improve with experience, and I think that this class and our field placement will give me the experience that I need to eventually give myself 5s on all of these dispositions. And working collaboratively on projects in your class and in the groups that you put us in will also help me with that for sure. So I'm hoping by the end of this semester I will have all 5s. Thank you.